Back. So I kind of want the system when we drag over right now, I want it to change to an icon. It's cool that it fades out, but I want more. I want it to, like this, boom, and then change to a drop icon so I can see that I can actually drop something right here. So that's what we're going to do this lesson. First of all, we need to figure out how we know when the animation here is done. Notice when I drag over, it starts an animation. I would like to know when this is done, right? Then I want to do something else. I want to change the image. It's fading out, and then it pops up with a new image. Let's try and do that. So what we're going to do is, actually with this image hover right here, we can actually add events. Woo! Yeah, you're right, that's crazy stuff. But let's try and do it anyway. So I actually Googled my way to this, but I'm just trying to find the same thing in Angular right now in the animations, where we can kind of have the done right here. Notice there's a fly in, out, done. I just kind of searched under fundamentals, templates, and animations here. I just did a search. And here's the done. So notice I can actually listen for the event of this is done. What? Yes, and that's freaking awesome. So I'm going to grab this event right here, something like this. That's what we're going to use now in our code. So right below this guy, I'm going to make one for image hover done, meaning that when you're done firing the animation, do something, right? So when we're done actually firing this animation, I just want to kind of change picture. So I'll just write change pic like this. There we go. Now we know that we need this animation, of course, sorry, this file right here. So I'll make that function, not file, I'll make that function right here, the change picture right here to kind of switch images. And I'm going to pass in an event like we've done so many other times. So let's just put in an event right here. Now the event actually contains a lot of great information. So let me start out by actually showing you that information. Console.log, and then let's just try and say animation done like this, and just send in the actual event that we got, right? So this is just kind of to console log you guys, so you can see that when the animation is done, this will pop up. Sweet, let's try and do it. So jumping back to our application right here, and notice down here, I'll just clear everything, and I'll drag this over. Now notice the animation starts, boom, and there was the selection, right, or the event. Now this event, let me just get rid of this. There we go. This event right here actually contains a lot of exciting stuff. If I open here, I can actually figure out what state am I coming from and where am I going to. Now that's pretty powerful, because now we can say if we are going to the state of hovering, then we want another image. But if we're going to the state not hovering, then we want this image, right? So let's try and do that. Let's try and kind of figure out how we can change the image depending on we are going from one state to the other or from the other state back, right? Yeah, that sounds scary, but it's not. So getting the event right here, we can actually just make a simple if statement. We can say if event, and then let's just have a look at the code here. From state, normally I'm interested in a to state. So it has a to state. Let's just jump into that one. If we're moving to the state of, and then I'll just do a triple equal right here and give it a name. Now I know the state I'm looking for because that's up here. If I'm going to the state of hovering, right? If I'm moving to that state right now when I'm done, then what should I do? Well, then I should kind of set a specific image right here. Now we're just going to do it locally. We're not going to present the image yet. So I'll just make a simple string right here that's an image, and that's going to be of the type string. And I'm just going to set that image right here. If I'm moving from one state to the other, I'm going to say this image, and then here I'm going to set some kind of URL. So that's going to be equal to new upload, something like that. And that's of course going to be a URL. Don't worry, I'll get that in there in a second. I just want to kind of get you guys the understanding of this before we actually add the actual URL right here. The other thing I kind of want is else if I did not go to that state, I must be on my way to the other state. Now if that's the case, I want this image to be set to this huge crazy URL I have right here, because that's actually me, that's my profile. And yes, I know that's still a static value. You'll have to live with that for a bit longer. We are getting closer to actually changing that into being a dynamic value from the database. But for now, we're just going to add this huge string right here. So if I'm going to that state, then I'm going to add that string right there. Now the error here just says it shouldn't be this long, and that will also change itself when we get a real image in there. Sweet. We need to do one more thing, and that's of course, instead of hard coding the source right here, what we're going to do is we're going to add the squares around it so we can actually use a property from within the TypeScript file, and that's of course our image property I want to use right here. So let's see how far we are right now. Let's just try and see if it breaks. It'll probably give me a bad exception when it tries to hover because I don't have an image for that, but let's just try and hover over here and you'll see, and I got an exception because I couldn't find the image, right? When I move back, the image comes back. It just got it again from Firebase. So at least we have access now. Now we just need an image. So let's just find an image that we want to kind of move to when we are hovering over, right? So I'm jumping into material icons and I found this cloud upload right here. That sounds like a good image. I'm going to click it, and then notice down here I can actually download it as an SVG. So I'm going to do that just to test that out. I want to kind of put it in a larger size for here. Just a better size, better resolution, right? But this is SVG, so it really doesn't matter. So now I have the image available right here, and I'm just going to drag it. So dragging it into my asset folder here. Assets, yeah, you can move that over there. There we go. Now we have an image in here in the asset folder. Now it looks, you can see right here, it looks like this, right? That's the image. Now we need to use that image. And I'm just going to do that in here by hard coding the image in here and saying if we are not hovering, so if we are actually dragging a new thing over, then change to that image. Now you do that by going out all the folders here. So I need to go out from the profile folder. That's one. So boop, boop, boop. That's on the profile folder. I need to go to the user folder, // I need to go to the app folder, // and I need to go to the source folder, // and then I need to write assets. And I need to write, oh, that wasn't assets. There we go. And I need to write the name of the file down here. And that's, I'm just going to kind of trick this and to do a rename so I don't have to do this manually. There we go. I'll copy this and I'll just paste it in here. Now this should work now. Now it says when I'm actually trying to hover, I should show this image, or else I'll show the actual image if you're just moving away. So let's just try and see if this works right now. Dragging my image here and just hovering, it looks like a download. Moving away, it's back to the image. Moving back, pretty awesome stuff. You can do crazy things with this. I just showed you like the top of the iceberg. See you next time where we'll have even more fun. Bye bye.